Hey guys, Ron Musgraves, Pressure Washing Institute Contractors First. I am here with Robert, and we are 7 days out from the CPW event live. How's everything going, Robert?
Man, it's going great. I mean, I just can't wait for this event, dude. And I'm sharing this to some groups really quick. So excuse me. Just wanted my people to be able to see this the commercial pressure
You know
washing.
what? I'm going to add this to the screen, and I'll talk a little bit about this while you're doing that. So the event, guys, is next week, 26th, 27th, Sunset Station Hotel and Casino, Las Vegas, Nevada. Guys, there's still tickets available. This is going to be one heck of an event, guys. The lineup it's power packed, man. Morgan Knox, Mike Arnone, Sierra Roberts' wife, Nick Stanton, Barry Little, Dan Plata, which I'm dying to see, Dakota Buford, and not yours truly there, Joshua Latimer at the CPW Live 26 event. This event is like no other commercial event that's going on, man. I'm just telling you guys this right now. Nothing has ever been put on like this. Robert's got some special things he's going to tell you guys about the event. One of the cool things is not many events that I've ever been to have had actual customers, end users of not guys who buy pressure washers, but people who buy pressure washing services. And that's what kind of is making this event unique. And you don't have to tell the names of all the people, but you're going to have an array of 6 or 7 of your own customers come in and kind of give some details on what's going on.
Yeah, facility directors, property managers, real estate brokers, all people that use our services, right? And, I was just on a call earlier and he was talking about, I've gone to so many events and I've been to all these things and it's always the same thing. It's like, oh, how to pressure wash, how to do this, how to do that. He's like, I never go to an event that is just business stuff. Like how to sell, what systems are you using? Like all of these different things. Right. And I wanted this event to be so much different than everything that I've ever experienced, right? And so when I was building it, obviously in mind, I had the idea of, okay, we're not going to make this a how to wash event, right? The people that are coming to this event, they know how to wash. The people that are coming to this event are elevating their business to the next level. They're dialing in their systems. They're dialing in their sales. And so I've never seen it before. And so I wanted to bring my own clients to the event and ask them a bunch of questions that everybody's always asking, right? Like, what do they need to know the answers to? What is important? So, I mean, I have a list of questions. We can talk about a couple of them if you want. We can also, if there's people that watch this video, if they have input on what questions they would like asked, maybe I'll add it to the sheet. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But if they did want to get some questions answered, they can come.
So if you want a question asked at the CPW Live event, ask it right now. And who knows, maybe Robert will add it to the lineup of questions. That's it. Tell me a little bit about, we're not going to give the details to the questions on this call, but or on this podcast, what are going to be some of these questions? Rattle a couple of them off.
Okay. If two companies submit bids extremely close in pricing, what actually decides it? I don't want to give all of them away. A vendor that you don't know wants to reach out to you. What is the best way for someone to initially contact you, and what would stand out to get you to respond?
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes,
what's that? Go ahead, finish it.
I was going to list another question.
Go ahead.
Oftentimes as a vendor, we hesitate because we don't want to be annoying. Do you prefer vendors who follow up, and how often is too much?
That's a really good question. And it's funny because I was going to talk about that one because I didn't think you'd add that. You'd put that one in. That's a really good thing because, people really believe that there's a huge difference. And I think you'll agree with this. There's a huge difference in used car sales mentality and selling a service to a professional buyer. And I call them professional buyers because that's what they do for a living. And I don't think people understand that. I think what I'm going to add right now to anybody that's on the fence that sees this is I think that all too often people think that the web is going to be a big thing for them in commercial. They think that they're going to go run ads and they're going to wind up getting commercial accounts. They're going to do these things. This commercial strategy, the way you get commercial clients, is a completely different ball game. It has nothing to do with pressure. As well as I do, Robert, if you were in there pressuring somebody, you'd get your ass thrown out on your keister, wouldn't you? And you'd probably never be allowed to come back in their office again.
It's all in the approach, man.
Yeah, it is. And there's a time, guys will go, well, when is there time to and I'm going to give a couple of tips here. Because I like giving tips because I like to add some value to and I'll tell you something. There's a time and a place when you're going to ask them, what is it going to take to earn your business? You know what I mean? And that's really what it's about. I mean, and you hear the language there, earn your business, because you really do have to earn their business because something about commercial and working commercial situation, Robert is big on reoccurring. I'm sure he does some one and done stuff. I'm sure he does it, but he wants reoccurring accounts. And that's what this event really is about. It's about reoccurring jobs. You have to think about this, guys. These properties, some of them are 20 years old, some of them are 10 years old, some might even be 40 years old. They've had a budget. They've done pressure washing before. These managers that's why we call them pro buyers, because they've done this before. It's their job. It's their job to spend this money. And that's the difference between a residential client or even another client that you might be pursuing in another genre. These people are there with the sole purpose to hire service contractors to take care of their real estate. And this is what this event is about. This event is about basically teaching you that strategy. And there are a lot of strategies, but at the end of the day, you're going to try to be building relationships with people. And Robert, I'm sure, has got some that he's not shared with me that are going to be shared at this event. And there's going to be a lot of those things because let's look at that lineup again, Robert. Let's go back to the lineup.
Well, really quick. I think you absolutely nailed it on the head, like perfectly. And I'm going to let one more question go because I think it's a great follow-up to what you just said. One of the questions is, what is something you wish more vendors understood about your job?
Absolutely. And you know that I constantly preach knowing who you're selling to. No matter who it is, you have to know who you're selling to. And to give these guys a little bit of some of the things they're going to learn on this thing, some guys go in with promotional items. And this is about knowing who you're going to sell to. And I wish I had it because matter of fact, my buddy Jeff Robinson just sent me one. And he sent me a little care package of what he sends to customers. And in that care package was a mug from, with his company name on it and fingernail files. Now, I always laugh about this, but we all know pro buyers are probably 80 to 85% women, okay? So this is why it's important you know who you're selling to. And I'm not just talking about from a gender standpoint, but here's a way that you can separate it. If you drove up in a Prius and you went into a construction trailer on a construction site and you handed those guys a fingernail file. Maybe in today's world, there might be a couple of them that might love it. But in my world, you would have got thrown out of the trailer and they would have been saying all kinds of stuff about you on the way out to your Prius. Okay. That's the difference in you got to know. Now, what would the old school construction guys want? They would want a pinup calendar from your company. Okay. That's what they would want. I mean, and some people might be adverse to that or something like that and say, well, you're being sexist. Well, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be real. The bottom line is you got to know who you are selling to. It's such an important thing. You got to know what they do, what their job's about, and understanding. One of the biggest things that I know you're going to teach at this event is the timing. You know, how many guys have you been coaching, Robert, and they call you up and go, Robert, I've given them proposal after proposal and I haven't heard from them. And that kind of covers that one question where, you know, we're going to let the crowd answer that, but we're not going to answer it for them. But they sit there and they key in and focus on that. Well, Robert's going to teach you about the times these people do their budgets, their reconciliation, all these things that matter. Now, and guys are going to go, what does that have to do with pressure washing? Well, it doesn't have anything to do with washing. It has everything to do with the timing and the sales. That's what it has to do with.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, I was actually really surprised when I found out that most people didn't even know what budget season was. Like, and I guess that was just incompetence to me, but like people not knowing what budget season was and how it is for the managers and what it entails and what's going on in that process. But also understanding that there's different divisions of commercial, right? Like it's not just property managers. There's facility maintenance and facility directors and managers. And, there's real estate brokers. Maybe they're selling a property or there's different avenues, and being able to attack each avenue correctly, because Ron, you'll agree with me, not all commercial is the same.
No, it's not. And that's why we have to know that person. That's why I was giving the analogy. You have to know who you're selling to. Okay. The restraints on a commercial property third-party manager might be different than a developing owner property manager. It might be different than a community association manager. The times that they do the budgets, the times that they do reconciliation, whether they'll break a service agreement midway or not, also depends on the genre. The third-party manager, and here's the reason why they won't break the contract usually, because they're third party. It takes a lot of red tape to go back to the owner group and say, hey man, I hired the wrong person. They've got to admit that to the ownership. You know what I mean? So they're usually not going to break that service agreement unless you give them the tools that Robert's going to teach you, because I know he's had people break service agreements and hire his company. Okay. There's a strategy to do it.
And to be transparent, I have had people break service agreements with me in the beginning, in the early stages of learning all of this stuff, to hire somebody else.
Shot too much water under the doors?
I mean, well, to be honest with you, I just didn't have the relationship.
Okay,
there you go. Because here's the thing, right?
You can shoot water under the doors if you have a relationship.
Well, I mean, it's not as big of a deal if it happens, right? Like, well, I think regardless of anything, because accidents are going to happen when you start having technicians out on job sites, right? Like things are going to happen. In my perspective, the most important thing that matters is how you go about the situation, how you handle what hiccups did happen, right? Like, so for example, if we were to shoot water under a door and there's carpet, I'm going to send a carpet cleaning company out to extract the water and clean the carpets of that lobby area or whatever, right? Where the other person wouldn't, because unfortunately things will happen. Now, the other thing that a lot of people don't notice this is property managers will bounce around from different companies. Well, what happens when a property manager leaves that portfolio and goes to a different one? If you don't have a relationship with the manager who's taking over that portfolio, you can lose it. because they're going to want to stick with who they know, like, and trust to manage their properties.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, yeah. And, you know, it's going to pop up in a minute, but preventative training is so imperative. It's true. You know, but regardless, things happen. Like, nothing is perfect. And I want to be very clear with that. We've gone through a lot of trial and error mistakes. I'm not perfect. Ron, I can undoubtedly say you have had stuff happen in your years of business that were learning lessons. For example, we were cleaning a multifamily property. We had water dams set in front of the elevators, all that stuff. Everything was set. And, you know, unfortunately, a little bit of water seeped through past and went down and fried an elevator computer. We did all the appropriate things to prevent it, but
35,000, 30,000, 20,000, how much?
$64,000 it cost me.
Yeah, they've gone up quite a bit.
Well, it was an older elevator, so they couldn't find the parts to replace it, so I got to pay for their upgrade.
Nice.
Yeah. So it was a lesson learned, you know. Maybe a lot of people watching this say, holy shit, like, that would crumble me. Yeah, it sucked. But, you know, again, relationships, understanding how to go about a situation and make it right is what's important. And it goes, we had this conversation last night, actually. You know, doing the right thing is imperative. Like, it has to be done. Like a masked man giving out confidential info. Oh, because you went dark for a minute. Yeah, man, can't miss the event in Vegas. It's going to be one of a kind, dude. I'm really excited about this. That's not only for the operations, but also on how your techs respond when something goes wrong. Do they communicate that, or do they try and hide it? Oh man, I can go on about that. We have a huge amount of accountability in our company culture. I mean, it's awesome, dude. I'm so lucky to have the accountability, the communication. Like, our guys know what's up.
You going to talk about demos at this event?
It's in my presentation. Yeah.
Super.
Yeah, a little bit. But then we had to pay to fix it. It sucks. Yeah, it sucks. But does it suck? You learned a lesson, you know?
How many times have you always heard me say that the customer's always right and everybody goes nuts? They go like, oh my God, that's not true. And I always follow up with, if you have the right customer, they are always right.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it might be, sometimes it's too broad of a statement. I mean, we've all had some crazies, right?
We've both fixed shit we didn't do. Okay. Oh, yeah. And that's what people have to understand. If the right customer calls and says, Ron, you broke a window, there's no question. We don't deny it. We get the glass guy out there. We fix the window. And 9 times out of 10, they find out who really broke it. And then they are forever sorry that they made you do that. But they understand that you're there to take care of them without unequivocally giving them any feedback.
I've never had that happen to me, but, you know, we have had situations where issues arise. And, dude, I mean, I always tell everybody I'll lose $10,000 on a job before I tell somebody, before somebody's able to say that, you know, we don't do what we promise we're going to do.
Absolutely.
It is what it is, man. You're just trying to be so incognito today, I guess.
Look at this. We got a bunch of guys on here today.
Yeah,
even Andy Vickers, Mr. Dragon Juice.
Yeah, I was actually his product actually just came up in conversation in my my coaching group chat. Somebody used it, said it was a great product, so I actually I want to try it out. I need to.
It's a great product, and for asphalt, it's phenomenal.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It won't damage the asphalt like most things do. Groundskeeper won't damage the asphalt, but Groundskeeper doesn't carry the dirt off the asphalt. So a lot of times when you get done rinsing asphalt, you have the wand mark issues, right? They're a problem. With Dragon Juice, you won't have that. You won't encounter that because it's a surfactant, and that surfactant, whatever that surfactant is, because Andy's not going to tell us, it is a very good surfactant for that type of substrate to get that off there and rinse evenly without spending a ton of time. And it also gives a little restoration to the seal coat because of whatever is in the product. I don't. Here we go again. His proprietary, mix.
Yeah, you just said proprietary. I'll Andy, I'll reach out to you. I wanna give your product a shot and see what it looks like. I can't speak on it because I've never used it, and I'm a diehard F9 fan. I love F9 products. I love Groundskeeper. We use a ton of it. It's an amazing product. But it's always a good thing to have a bunch of tools in your belt, right? So,
absolutely.
But yeah, I don't want to take up a ton of your time, Ron. I got a busy day ahead of me. I think that this event is going to be life-changing for a good amount of people that come. There has not been anything like this that I have seen. Have you seen anything like this before?
No, I think you're doing a great job of it. I think it's going to be one heck of an event, man. I'm telling you, I'm looking forward, man. It's going to be a good deal.
Yeah, I had a conversation with a mentor of mine, and he was kind of in awe, and he's like, dude, what you're building is going to be something else, and what you're creating, and it's the seed to something huge. And I remember when I joined Conquer, I was like, man, I wish I would have been at like one of the first early events and seen what it was like at the beginning to watch it evolve. And it was almost like FOMO. And, I think it's really cool that this is getting created, and you've been here to help me along the way. And I think this is going to be something really amazing. I'm really excited for the people that are coming because they get to be a part of the first one, which is kind of, in my opinion, going to be like historical or something, like this is going to be amazing, and it's going to get bigger and better each year.
Well, I'll tell you a little bit of history.
Like the first one.
I'll tell you a little bit of history. So the huge convention actually started and they'll argue this. The very first one was in Huntsville, Alabama, but it really started in New Orleans. And it was started off something very similar to what you're doing right now. And they had that for several years, and then it grew, and more people wanted to do it bigger. And, well, we all know now today, and I can say it, it's not the same event. It doesn't have the same feel. But I don't want to bash nobody, but it's a good event, but it's just a different event, okay? But really, the huge started off this very similar to what you're doing. You talked about, Conquer started off this very similar. Sales Boost started off very similar. I don't think that there's been a lot of great events. The problem, or not the problem, the difference with those events, they were homeowner service oriented, okay? This is the difference in this event. This is for guys who want to be in the commercial lane and want to be serious about it. I want to say this because no one's coming to learn how to wash, like you said. And secondly, they're not learning to be a home service contractor. They're learning how to be a commercial cleaning contractor. And the main thing is learning how to market, sell, right? And do all those things that are more business oriented in the field. Not the washing aspect of it, because like you said, most of it that you're covering is going to be from the business aspect. Not that washing's not important. It's important. Got to know how commercial wash.
Systems and processes that go along with a B2B industry too, right? Like it's completely different.
Chris, you're going. You didn't even tell me, man. Usually you reach out to me.
Looking forward to meeting you too, buddy.
Big F9 guy too. Him and Craig Harrison are besties. Chris is a great guy. I've known him for I don't know, man. I think I've known you for about 15 years.
Who, me?
No, not you, Chris. I've known Chris for about 15 years probably. It's been that long. It's crazy, some of these guys, how long they've been in business. And he's a commercial guy. Chris is a commercial guy. So you're right. You're gonna have a lot of guys here. Not just your panel, Robert, And let's go back over the panel to conclude this thing. I'm going to go ahead and put these guys back up here again. But when you look at this panel that you've created right here, I mean, it's pretty phenomenal. It really is. It's pretty phenomenal. And all those people that are assembled, people don't even realize you're going to have another 60, who knows, 70 attendees that are coming that also have years of experience. And that networking, because I'm sure you're going to do some type of roundtables, that networking amongst all those other people, you know as well as I do, sometimes it only takes one thing to change everything that you're doing. Everything that you're doing change your life.
And I want to be clear on that. Like if there's people that are coming that have been in the commercial world for a long time, one thing that I've had to keep telling myself is be coachable, be trainable. And, you might know everything there is about your business and commercial and all that stuff. But if you can come to this event and take away one nugget, one thing that you're able to implement into your company, one idea, one conversation, one relationship with another contractor, then it's all worth it because, it pays for itself. There's dividends that come just forever. So it's amazing. It really is. I'm looking forward to this, to kind of bring this all together. We're a week away from the event, and there's, I think, maybe 10 tickets left. I need to look. There's like 10 tickets left. So if there's anybody that's watching this that wants to come to the event, you still have a chance. There are no rooms left for the room block, but you can just go to the hotel and book a room through them. It's not that much more expensive, I don't think. I haven't looked at room rates, but if you're wanting to be a part of this, I highly suggest you go to cpwlive.com, get a ticket. Don't be mad at me that you missed an event. A lot of people have been asking me if it's going to be live streamed. It is not going to be live streamed. You have to invest into yourself, and you have to take in the effort to get to a room, to gain the knowledge and meet the people and put in the effort, because otherwise, there's going to be people that are sitting behind a screen partially paying attention when people paid to be in this room and they paid to learn the information and gather all this together so they can grow their businesses. And, I don't believe in the whole live streaming thing of this and letting people.
And there's going to be another one. We already know there's going to be another one. There's going to be another one. You're not going to stop doing this. Like you said, this is just the start. That's all it is. Yeah,
it is. I want to stay with the racetrack and bring in my dirt bikes. I don't know if he's talking about my backyard or what. But yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to this. What do you think, Ron? Should people come?
Absolutely, man. I think they should come. I think missing this event is if you're wanting to at this time of the game right now. I know I don't want to blow the bubble on this, but it really is the perfect time to start this strategy, because I think people don't understand it takes time. And if you start this strategy now, I can probably assure you that within, and I'm just going to throw these numbers out there. Okay. I'm going to throw these numbers out there, and I hope that we remember we made this video so that next year or the year after we could be making this video. I guarantee you that if you come and you implement the things that you're going to learn at this event, you will increase your portfolio as much as you want to annually. But for the guys that are not even doing any commercial, that are brand new trying to get into it, I think that within 12 to 18 months, if you listen to this event and you actually take action, you will increase your recurring revenue over $300,000 a year easily. Well, that's why I didn't want to get crazy and say $1 million, but I think that an easily obtainable thing. And since we said this on here, I hope that there's going to be somebody next year that'll be willing to jump up and say, hey, I went to the Vegas event last year and I'm making $400,000 more recurring income.
Well, I think I really think there will be, and you'll see why at the event, because I have also been hiding something from you that you don't know about, which
Uh-oh.
I'm not going to reveal here today.
Okay.
Even you're going to have to wait for this one at the
Super.
event. But yeah, there will definitely be people that come to the next event that came to this one, and next year they're going to come to that one and say, yes, I made six figures from the thing.
That's awesome. That's awesome stuff. All right, Robert, we'll see you next week, man. CPW Live, guys, get registered. Ron Musgraves, Pressure Washing Institute. We are out of here, guys.
See ya.